So nice and tall, and we'll just begin that process. We'll do a little check-in here, just working on posture to begin with. So as you take your next breath in, just visualize your rib cage expanding fully, like an umbrella. And as we focus on our breath, we're still very aware of the sensations in the body, the muscles that are keeping us sitting upright. We're aware of the busyness of our mind. We'll begin to think about that core breathing. As you inhale, ribs and waist and belly expand. And as you exhale, everything cinches gently back to the midline. Expanding, releasing, inhalation. Gentle hugging, contracting, exhalation. We'll just do one set of counting breath just for a few rounds. So wherever you are on your breath cycle, let's exhale our breath. We'll inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. And continue to do that for a couple more rounds. We're doing this box breath to quiet the nervous system, quiet the mind. Next time you are breathing in, just come back to your natural breath. Drop your chin to your chest, rock your head. And then today, let's start with the chin turning toward the right knee, the right hand coming to the back of the head. Just gently drawing the chin down toward the collarbone. Take the free hand and bring it down to the floor. And then lightly take the hand off. We're just going to turn the face forward and keep the hand on the side of the head. Now moving from the back of the head to the side of the head, very lightly letting the arm get heavy. You're not pulling on the head. And then see if you can push your free hand down closer to the floor. Take the hand gently off. We're going to do it again. You're going to turn your chin down towards your knee, hand closer to the back of the head, and now draw your chin down again. One more time, releasing the hand to turn the head. So the face is forward and you're just laterally folding the neck. And then assist your head back up. Going to do the other side, turning to the knee, bringing the hand to the back of the head. And then releasing the hand so you can turn your face forward, gently letting the weight of the hand pull the ear to the shoulder. And again, releasing so you can turn towards your knee and pull your chin towards your collarbone. And one more time, ear towards shoulder, hand on the side of the head. For those of us that have quite a lot of tightness in the neck, you don't really want to pull too much. Just let it be very easy. And then assist your head back up. We're going to roll the shoulders, so let's bring the shoulders up to the ears really tight. And then squeeze them back really tight. And then just drop them down. Let's do that again. Up, back. Really get a good contraction in the muscles. And down, and then just roll it out. Fingertips on the floor. Let's recross our feet the other direction. And we'll start to do our lateral fold. Not following any particular pattern or breath, just moving. Just breathing in whatever way feels natural. But make sure you're still aware that you're taking good, long breaths in and out. Let's come back to center. Bring the hands to the shoulders. We're rolling the elbows in a big circle. Both directions. And then with the hands on the shoulders, we'll just start to do a little gentle twist. Remember, as always, keeping your spine long. So you're not going to do too much. Just a little movement. And then we can get deeper. Just doing this movement with the strength of your core muscles. And then next time you are turned toward the right, release your hands, one hand on one knee, front knee, one hand behind you, lengthen your spine. And now we'll rotate a little deeper. Come back to center, bring your hands to your shoulders. Again, we're just gonna see how far we can go without using our hands. And then go ahead and use your hands, one on the front, one on the back. Lengthen and rotate. Come back to center. Let's go ahead and shake out our legs, rolling out our ankles and our wrists. And then just to give the back a rest, we'll do butterfly. Bringing the soles of your feet together, sitting at the very edge of your block if you're using a block, holding onto your toes. Let's get some length in the spine first, hinging at the hips, as far forward as you can go. Because this is our first hip opener, you might feel this a lot in your inner thighs as well. And then just go ahead and round the back and let the head go. You can shake out your head here. Tighten up your abdominals, and let's work on our slow roll up here, starting at the very base of the spine and stacking your vertebra. You want to have your belly hugging in to support, and then just going just a little bit slower than your busy mind wants you to, stacking the whole spine before the head comes up. Once that's up, bring your knees together. Rock your knees from side to side. We'll come onto all fours to do cat and cow. So come into your nice tabletop position, tucking your toes, and start cat and cow when you're ready. Inhale, tipping the tail. Same as we were doing when we were sitting, the breath expands the waist, the belly, the ribs. And on the exhale, there's a hugging and a lifting and a contracting. Start to focus on the abdominals and pelvic floor. Just waving from the base of your spine to the base of your skull. And even though I can't hear you breathing, hopefully you can hear yourself breathing. It's actually it's not the traditional ujjayi breathing where you're breathing really loudly, but it is nice to be able to hear yourself breathing. It helps anchor your mind. You know that you're doing some nice long breaths when you can audibly hear yourself breathing. Sometimes called like the ocean breath, just let's do 2 more. When you finish the exhale, let's come into child's pose and walk your hands forward. Just give your hips a little rock from side to side. Spread your fingers nice and wide. We're going to wave all the way up into our small plank, so scoop your tail, scoop your belly, and roll through cat. Start to move all the way forward until your shoulders are over your fingertips. We're going to do 3 little tiny elbow bends right here in this plank. So bending the elbows, straightening the elbows, bending the elbows, straightening the elbows. Doesn't have to be deep. As always, we're just doing this to warm up. Next time you bend your elbows, you'll lower your belly all the way to the floor. Excuse me. Keep your toes untucked, hands coming up. Let's rock the head side to side and roll the wrists in both directions. So you're still lifting the chest, so your back muscles are working, even though we're releasing the neck, we're releasing the wrists. And then let's tuck our hands right up against the ribs under our armpits. Tuck our toes under. Wrap your elbows, push yourself back into that small little plank. Stay here. 3 more little elbow bends right here. Bending, straightening, bending, straightening. 1 more time. And then again, lowering all the way to the floor. Untucking your toes. Hands coming off. Squeeze the elbows. We're going to do a little pulse here. Now tuck your chin down so you're looking at the floor. And let's lift, 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 lift. 2 more. Lift, lift, hold. Get a nice good squeeze. You can also be squeezing your glutes because your glutes are doing this movement to extend your hips. Your legs really fully extended. Your knees are probably off the floor. Tuck your chin, 1 more breath, just letting the back do this big contraction. And then release, hands under the shoulders. This time we're gonna push ourselves up and back into child's pose. Give the back that kind of counterbalance stretch right here. And if it feels good, rock your hips from side to side. Coming back onto tabletop, spread your fingers. Make sure that your knees are stacked right under your hips. We're going to pick up the right and start to do that circle around the right hip with the knee bent-ish, or the leg straight. It's up to you. Let's go the other direction. I guess it also depends on how much room you have along the side of your mat. Either way, we are going to straighten out the leg now, spin it behind us, bend the knee again so the sole of the foot is facing the ceiling, and we're going to just do these little pulses, heel to ceiling. Belly is still tucked into the spine, and we're just going to contract. So this is one of the places where muscle and mind work together. If you're not thinking about it, this can feel very, very easy. But what I want you to think about for the next few lifts is squeezing your glute. So slow down for a sec and pull your heel to the ceiling and squeeze your glute. Just notice that you can get a really big contraction in the muscle if you let your mind think about it. Squeeze your glute and then bring it down. Switch. Start with just the little pulsing to warm up the joint. Pushing the heel to the ceiling. Being aware that your shoulder blades are neutral on your back. Your abdominals are working to support your back. And now we're going to think about that squeeze, pushing the heel up and squeezing. And just a drop an inch or so, pushing the heel up and squeezing. Do a few of those. So this is what they mean by mind in the muscle. Your mind can tell your muscles to contract harder. One more time, squeezing the glute. And then release. Let's push ourselves up into down dog. And just for right, walking the heels one at a time. You can take this time to shake out your head. We're going to walk our hands to the back of our mat. And we're going to just roll out our wrists, just hanging forward and forward fold, soft knees, heavy head. Just give your wrists a little roll. And then let's walk back out 3/4 of the way into down dog and push your right heel to the floor. Left heel or left foot just sitting there on the floor. And then switch, pushing your left heel down. And then both heels are coming up. We're bending our knees, coming into crouching dog, really pushing the chest back. Tipping the tail up and aligning your ears right between your biceps. Take a big breath. From this crouching position, look to the top of your mat and make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Pull your head in line, hips and shoulders. Exhale, release. Let's do a few of these. Start to work on pulling the shoulder blades together to open the collarbone. And of course, let's also think about straightening the knees. So it doesn't matter how high your hands have to come. Let's work on getting the knees straight for the next 2, all right? Really straightening the knees. Good. And release. One more time. And release. Bend your knees, arms coming out to the side. Let's bring ourselves up to standing. Reach your hands up, look up. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Tuck your ribs down and narrow your waist. Let's do that on breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hugging the waist, pulling the ribs down and squeezing and lifting the pelvic floor. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot back, all the way back. Grab your blocks if you need them, otherwise on your fingertips. Inhale, pull your chest forward. Exhale, lift your hips. Let's do a few of these. Bending deeply into lunge on your breath in. And working to straighten both knees and push your heel down on your breath out. 2 more times. Bend that front knee, look forward, step forward, and switch. Stepping back with the left. We're doing the same thing here. Lunge on the breath in, pyramid on the breath out. Robin, you've moved. It's so bright. Good. Keep going, 2 more. Bending through the front knee, stepping back into plank. Take your time, we'll take a couple breaths working to get into this really good alignment of plank, and from your knees or from your toes, lower down on your breath out. You can do cobra of your choice, hands off or hands on. Pushing yourself up and back into down dog. Take a moment to settle into this down dog, rearrange so that you're in that upside down V, tailbone up. Look forward to the top of your mat. Make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Come all the way up, bend your knees. Inhale, take a breath, look up. Exhale, hug your waist in, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up, sun salutation A. Exhale, dive down. Halfway lift. And fold. Plank pose is 1 breath, stepping back rather quickly, knees or toes lowering down. Cobra. Down dog. So you can always come into this crouching dog. If your wrists are feeling tired, just bend your knees more. Push your chest back so that the weight is more in your feet than in your hands. 1 more big breath. Look forward to the top of your mat and make your way, walking, stepping, or jumping. Inhale when you get to the top. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, come all the way up. You can do a little back bend at the top if you want. Exhale, pull your ribs down, hug your waist in, lift your pelvic floor. 1 more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, open up across your collarbones. Exhale, fold. Step back in plank. Your choice, knees or toes. Keep the elbows close as you lower down. Big back bend or small back bend. Downward facing dog. Or you can take a break in child's pose if you need to. Take a 3 breaths here. Remembering down dog is always different. Every time you come into it, there's something to explore. Where are your heels, your knees, your hips, your tailbone, your hands, your fingers. Where's the position of your head? It's always something to be aware of. If you've taken child's pose, come on up. Look forward. Let's make our way to the top of our mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees to come up. Inhale. And exhale, hands to heart. Let's come into mountain pose. Feet, pelvis width apart. We'll just break up our sun salutations here with some balance poses. So we want to start by getting all 10 of our toes really gripping into the ground so you feel the middle of your feet, the arches of your feet lifting. And that lifting continues all the way through your calves, through your knee joint, through your thighs, through your spine, cervical spine, all the way to the crown of the head. There's that lifting energy. The drawing down energy starts at the fingertips, the tailbone, and of course the toes. Take 1 big breath here. And in this shape, you should be able to really feel how your ribs move laterally toward the inside of your arms when you breathe in. So take a bigger breath again, feeling your ribs expand. Bring your hands to your heart, open your eyes. Just gonna move into tree, shifting onto your right foot. Left knee spins open. Left foot on the inside of the calf. Think about lengthening again through the spine. Make sure you're not jutting into your standing hip. I can see some of you have jutted your hip out, so just pull yourself back upright. Nice. Arms float to the sky. And have that foot just floating off the inside of the calf, just floating the foot off the calf. I'm going to hold it here. Place the foot back on the calf. Release your arms. Come back into mountain, close your eyes. Just taking a breath here. I like this opportunity to be standing and really just drop all of my awareness into my body. So you're very aware, just standing here on your mat. Feeling your lungs expand toward the inside of your arms as you take your next biggest breath of the day. Open your eyes, hands to heart, shift, tree on the other side. Just strong and steady. Arms coming up. Yes. It's always interesting when I'm teaching a class where there's new people. It doesn't matter how young or how old or how fit they are. If they haven't been practicing balance, it can be super challenging. It's not necessarily that the body can't do it. It's this connection, this focus between the mind and the body that needs practice. Let's let the foot float off. Let our hip flexor do some work here. So for most new people that are falling all over the place, it's more about worrying about falling all over the place. Once that mind starts to worry about it, the body will lose focus as well. Place the foot back on the calf. Float the hands down. Step the foot down. One more time, just for 3 breaths in, mountain. Think about every muscle in your body contracting to hold you into this shape. It's a beautiful blueprint. Head, shoulder blades, back of your ribs, back of your pelvis, calves, heels against the wall. Maybe the back of your hands as well. One more full, beautiful breath. Open your eyes. If you're not at the top of the mat, step. We're going to do sun salutation A one more time on breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive down. Half lift. Fold. Plank. Taking a big, huge breath to get there. Lowering down on the exhale. Cobra, back bend of your choice. Downward facing dog. Once again, we're settling into this down dog, so holding things a little more steady this morning. If you're fidgeting around, try and just stay still for another breath. You just feel all the feels, whatever they are. Take the right foot off the floor, bring it all the way up to the ceiling. As you're lifting the right foot, come high up on the tippy toes of your left foot. See if you can get a good stretch at the back side of your toes. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, pull the knee to the nose and curl your head towards your knee. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hug in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hug in. Inhale, reach up. This time you're going to look forward and step forward. Getting your foot all the way to the front, any way you need to do that. We're going to anchor our back heel down onto the floor, and we're going to windmill up into Warrior 2. Check your front knee, please. Front toe pointing forward, back toe on a small angle. And we're still up against that wall, back of your head. Shoulder blades. Make sure that your ribs are not popping forward. Let's see if we can get the back of our rib cage on the wall. Nice, good adjustment. Bend your front knee more. Allow your shoulder blades to relax. Gaze turning to the front fingertips unless that irritates your neck. And we'll smooth out our breath here for 2 more big breaths. If you have room to bend your front knee a little bit more, take it, because we've got 1 more breath. Release your arms. You want to just straighten your knee for a moment just to give the quad a little release. And then we're going back into that really big knee bend. This time we're going to bend the front elbow and turn the palm up as we release the forearm to the thigh. Let's keep the back hand pointing toward the back of the mat as we figure out how much we can bend our front knee. I'm going to pull the fingertips away so we get lots of space between our back ear and our back shoulder. And then we'll slice the hand up, nice and easy. Once the bicep comes back over the cheek, let's see if we can back up against the wall again. So that means most of us have to really think about backing the head up so the head stacks right over the knee. And we start to think about, can I bend my knee a little bit more? Taking another 2 breaths right here. So this big hip openers in these deep warrior poses. Looks good. Let's slice the hand back. Use our strong core muscle to pull ourselves back upright. Straighten your knee a little just for release. Release your hands. Look to the top of your mat. Stepping once or twice, I have to step twice, all the way to the top of the mat. And we're going to step back into downward facing dog. I was going to switch sides of my mat here. From down dog, it's going to be the left leg that comes up, reaching, 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 and the left knee that comes to the nose, and the nose to the knee. Squeeze your belly in tight. We're doing 3 of them. Inhale. Exhale, hug in. Inhale. Exhale, really pull up through the belly right here. Inhale. This time you should be looking forward, preparing to step all the way to the left thumb. Anchoring your back foot and windmilling up into warrior 2 on the other leg. Very nice. Those roll-ups, so gorgeous. Let's check our front knee, please. Toe. Always, especially for us women, making sure the knee is not folding in. One of the reasons that happens is we have weaker glutes. It is a lot of glute energy to pull and keep that knee in place over top of the foot or the ankle. Shoulder blades sliding down your back. We're gonna bend the knee 1 more inch, just 1 more inch. Yeah, nice. 1 more big breath. If you need to straighten your knee to rest and release your arms, do that. If you don't need to, stay where you are. Bend your front elbow. Release the forearm to the thigh. Back hand is still pointing to the back of your mat where your back foot is. We're just take that moment to back the head up before we slice the hand forward and over our cheek. Nice. And once the bicep is over the cheek, kind of spin your collarbone upwards more. And then make sure that you're not collapsing onto your bottom shoulder. So push the forearm into your thigh so you have that same good energy all the way across your shoulder girdle. Bend your knee a little bit more. We have 1 more breath. Beautiful. Slice that hand all the way back toward the back of the mat and use your core to pull yourself up. Hands on your hips. Step to the top of your mat. Last vinyasa right here. Sun salutation style. Sun salutation A. Dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plank pose, stepping back from your knees or from your toes, lowering down. Cobra, your choice. Down dog or child's pose if you feel like you need a little rest. Spend a couple breaths back in this deeper down dog now. As we get warmer and warmer and the muscles get looser and looser, we always keep working towards our edge. The word or the phrase edge in yoga means just beyond what's super comfortable that your body is already adapted to. If you're still in child's pose, come back up to down dog. Look forward to the top of your mat and make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees to come up. Choose whether you're doing a back bend or not. And then exhale, hugging the waist in tight. Good. Take a moment to roll out your wrists. We're going to do sun salutation B. So make sure your feet are pelvis width apart. Stepping to the top of your mat. Going to sweep the arms forward, sit down in chair. And we'll just evaluate what's happening here in this chair. Toes are forward, knees are forward. Tailbone is neutral. That means it's not tipped right up to the back of your head, but rather reaching toward the back of your mat. Your abdominals are strong and you're looking directly forward, please, not at the floor. We're going to just do a little squat right here. Bending the knees, coming back into chair. Bending the knees, coming back into chair. Bending, coming back into chair. We have 3 more. Bend. Waking up our quads. Last one. Back into chair, take a breath in chair, and dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift, pull your head back. Exhale, fold. Step back into plank. So I'm going to give you a choice to ignore everything I'm about to say, or come with me. We're going to do half up dog. If you don't want to do half up dog, you're just going to lower to the floor in cobra. If you want to do up dog, of course, that's your option. But let's all drop our knees for this very first one. Untuck our toes. Pull your chest forward a little bit so you're not stacked. You actually have your wrists slightly behind your shoulders. Eyes up, please. Take a breath in. Going to bend your elbows. And then as you push your elbows back up, pick your legs and knees up off the floor. Squeeze your glutes. Lift your chest. Chest coming through the biceps. Good. Tuck your toes. Pick your hips up. Downward dog. So make sure that it's not just a plank. Lorianne, make sure you're pulling your chest through unless it's hurting your shoulders. It is a really deep back bend, warrior one. It's just an option if it irritates your back or you don't feel like you have the upper body strength to do that push up, then that's okay. Cobra is beautiful. Downward facing dog, everybody. Right leg is going to come up to the ceiling. We'll be stepping the right foot forward, so if you need to drop your knee, do that now. Otherwise, step your right foot forward. Drop your back knee to the floor. Scoot your foot away if you need to. Climb up onto your front thigh. And let's work into the hip flexors here, dragging the back knee toward the front heel. Hands can stay on your thigh, or they can float to the sky. Collarbone can stay facing right forward, or if you want to do a small little back bend, you can creep the collarbone slightly up the wall. Eyes following. Elbows absolutely straight, please. Fingers spread wide, so you're using the muscles in your hands to open your hands like that. Take one more breath. And because your hands are already spread, plant them exactly as they are on the floor. Step back into plank. You can choose what you're doing here. Half up dog, or cobra, or a full up dog. I'm going to do half up dog, dropping on my knees, bending the elbows, and then pushing back up, taking the legs off the floor, pulling the chest through the biceps, flipping the toes and picking the hips up, down dog. So you got lots of options to play with. Doesn't mean you have to stick to one. You can try one, and if it doesn't suit you, go back to something else. We're going to be lifting the left leg. So take a big breath in, lift the left leg. Look forward and step the left foot forward. Same thing, maybe scooching the foot away from you before you drop the knee and climbing up. And as always, we're not in a box shape. If you can drop deeper and drag your back knee towards your front heel, you're going to get a whole lot more hip opening out of this stretch. I like to keep that toe, back toe tucked under for knee safety. If you want to raise your hands, raise your hands. If you are raising your arms over your head, make sure your elbows are straight. For many of us, we actually have to think about that. I find the easiest way to know that your elbows are straight is if you have really active hands. The muscles in the whole arm are going to work. Really active, spread fingers. Creeping into a small back bend if you did it on the other side. And then, of course, to get out of this back bend is a crunch. Pull the ribs down as the hands come to the floor. Step back in plank. Take your breath in and decide what you're doing. Half up dog, full up dog, or cobra. One is not better than the other. They all have their own good points and challenges. Generally, I say that if you're doing Cobra, especially if you're doing Cobra with the hands off the floor, you're working on back strength. If you're doing Up Dog, more likely arm strength and back mobility. So they have their good points, they're different. From Down Dog, let's look to the top of our mat, bend our knees, and if you're jumping, shift back before you jump, otherwise step or walk. Inhale when you get there. Exhale, fold. Chair. We're going to do full squats this time. So squatting down as far as your knees will let you. For some of us, that means right below 90. All the way up to standing, and squeeze your glutes, lift your pelvic floor. We're doing 5 more. As deep as you can, and standing straight up, squeezing your glutes and pelvic floor. Good. If you're dropping really deep, you do need to use your core to assist your back. So when you're down in that deep, squat tight, tighten up your belly and pelvic floor and lift. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Looks good. One more. Squeeze and lift. We're going to go through that one more time, friends. Chair. Fold. Halfway lift. Fold. Now, if you don't want to do another plank, you can step back in Down Dog and wait. We'll come and get you. Otherwise, step back in your plank. Do your press down, Cobra or Up Dog. Down Dog. Going to be stepping the right foot again. So inhale, bring the right foot up. Exhale, step the right foot forward. This time we're going to move into a twist. So keep your left hand down and spin your right arm up into a twist. Make sure you're twisting your rib cage. You're not just pulling your hand over your head. You're not allowing your hand to drop back behind your head. Reach your fingertips straight to the ceiling. And if you're really reaching, you will probably even feel your shoulder blades slide into a more neutral place. One more breath. Beautiful. Release. Step back in step back in Down Dog and wait, or step back in plank. It's up to you how hard you want to work. Lower down. See you back in Down Dog after you've done your back bend. Downward facing dog. We're moving to the left side, friends. Left leg comes up. Left foot steps through. Twist. So you want to kind of always move the hand that's on the floor away a little bit. Gives you a broader base. You don't feel so out of, like you're going to fall over, that you're on a railroad track. It's also really important that when you step the foot forward, you're not stepping in the middle of your mat. If you step to the middle of your mat, of course, you're going to feel off balance. You're stepping towards your thumb. Rotate the ribs and pull the fingertips to the ceiling. One more breath. And release, your choice again. Stepping back in Down Dog and just waiting, or stepping back in Child's Pose if you want, or stepping back into plank, moving through Chaturanga. Back bend of your choice. See you all back in Down Dog or Child's Pose. So always your practice. Always giving options so you can take what feels good for you. Some mornings we're full of energy and some mornings not so much. If you're watching the recording in the evening, sometimes a vigorous workout, depending on the time of night you're working out, is too much. And sometimes it makes you sleep better. So if you're in Child's Pose, come on up into Down Dog. I'm going to give you the choice, okay? We're going to do lizard or pigeon. Now, if pigeon hurts your knee, you're going to be doing lizard, which is stepping to the outside of the right side of the mat and then dropping the knee. You guys know this one, walking forward into lizard. If you like pigeon, you're taking the right knee, sweeping it behind the right wrist and dropping the knee. So I'll let you choose whether you're in that deep lunge or whether you're in pigeon. Once you're in the shape, adjust your back leg. If you want to be doing the foot hold on the back leg, that's also always an option. Otherwise, you can work your way down onto your forearms or forward onto your hands and let your head go. Take some really big breaths across the back of your ribs. Couple more breaths. And we're slowly starting to climb up. And depending on what you did, you have the options of just coming into down dog and walking it out. If you want to flip the down dog, you can do that. Whatever feels good, just to rebalance the leg. We're moving to the other side. So if you did lizard on one side, please do the same shape on this side just for balance. If you did pigeon on the other side, do pigeon on this side. If you're moving into figure four in your back, that's great too. That's just whatever you did. I remember I held my foot, so I'm going to try and grab a hold of my foot. Little quad stretch. And then taking your time to come into that relaxing, releasing phase of the pose. The letting go. Sometimes that's the hardest thing. Things feel tight, our brain tends to seize on it, hold onto it. The art is in letting it go. I'm actually trying to teach that to my kitten. My older cat does not like him, sadly, heartbreakingly. And he just tends to just focus on her like a laser. And of course that makes things worse. Just trying to teach the kitten to let it go, let her go. She doesn't love you. Get over it. Maybe she'll change her mind. One more big breath. Starting to climb out of the shape. Same thing you did on the other side. To work out the tension that causes in your knee and ankle, hip. Coming into child's pose. If you're already on your back because you're doing figure four, just stay there. We'll catch up to you. Take a couple big breaths in child's pose. And then bringing yourself to sitting, If you're on your back and you can reach your loops, grab them. Otherwise, everybody grab a loop that's strong enough for clam. So maybe your medium one. And we're going to bring the loop just above the knee. And then you can do your roll down. We'll be coming into bridge, doing clams in bridge. So scoot your hips forward enough that you don't overshoot the back of your mat. Bring yourself down. Bring your knees to your chest first just to rest your back. Do a little rock side to side. And then placing your feet down just under the crease of your knees, so your heels and the crease of your knees line up. Hands come alongside your body. You've got that loop just above the knees on the lower thighs. Pick your hips up, walk your shoulder blades together for bridge. Just going to hang out in bridge for a moment. So the thing about having the loop is, of course, if you have a loop that's slightly wide, you're going to have your feet wider, but hopefully you've got a good sized loop. That would mean that your loop is taut around your thighs and your thighs are still parallel to your hips. If your loop is really wide, you might consider getting a narrower one. One more breath, just hanging out until our butt muscles start to talk to us a little bit. Make sure you're not feeling this in your low back and you're not feeling anything on the back of your neck. You need to walk your shoulder blades together more. All right, ready? We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that clam. Gonna inhale first, pull the knees open. As you exhale, let the knees come back and lift and zip up your pelvic floor. We're doing 10 of them, so we got 9 more. Pull on the inhale, squeeze and lift on the exhale. Don't give up. Inhale, squeeze and lift. As always, we're focusing mostly on the pelvic floor because all the big muscles are going to do the work, but the little muscle groups in the core will just basically take a break if you don't ask them to move or work or contract. Squeeze and lift. Squeeze and lift. Keep going. As you're pulling the knees open, do your best not to let your hips come down too low. That's just your body trying to take a break while you're not paying attention. The glutes are trying to rest. Squeeze. Let's do a few more. Last one, I don't know what number it is. Squeeze and lift, hold, don't hold your breath, just hold the shape. And then starting at the tail, draw your tail toward the back of your knees, and then from the top of your spine, roll down. Belly strong. Try and get that low back to connect, and then just hold before you pull your knees in. Just hold for a second and let the muscles in the back release in a natural shape. Take one big breath into the back of your ribs. And then pull your knees in and give your back a little stretch. All right, rolling onto your side, we're gonna do clam set number 2. This time we're just isolating. And I'm gonna give you another, well, no, we're just gonna do a simple clam. Okay, so stack your feet, stack your knees. Knees should be about 45 degrees down from your hips, lying on your arm. Let's go. Pull the knees open, but keep the feet together. And make sure you're paying attention. As you're pulling the knee up to the ceiling, try your very hardest not to lean back. Just make it a smaller movement rather than letting the big muscles get into this movement. We're really trying to articulate right here this external rotation at the hip joint. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're not going to roll over. We're going to come onto the back so we can get this loop around the ankles. I'm not finished with your hips yet, friends. Then we're going to straighten out the legs, ankles, hips in line. So So if you want it, you're laying on the arm or you can lay on your hand. It's probably safer on your neck to lay all the way on the arm. We're gonna do that heel up thing, all right? So turn your toes directly down and lift the heel. Now this is hard to do with a loop. You may not have a great amount of range of motion. It depends what strength your band is, but you're lifting the heel to the ceiling and the toes pointing down. We're doing this internal rotation now. So that we've spun the femur bone, the thigh bone in instead of out. 5. Ooh, this is a lot harder. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that was hard, wasn't it? All right, bring yourself back onto your back. We got the other side of clam to do. Bring the loop just above the knees. You can roll away from me or you can spin to the other end of your mat. Get yourself lined up for clams on this side. Stacking the hips and the shoulders. Ankles stay together, let's go. So this articulation around the hips, external and internal rotation. You can also, you know, still be thinking about your abdominal muscles, my friends. You don't have to let them just hang there. Keep a little bit of engagement in your core to stabilize your spine. I don't know how many we're done. I'm on my dominant leg, so you don't want me to count for you. You're gonna do as many as you feel like you did on the other side. I could probably do a lot more on this side because this is my strong leg. This might probably be your weaker leg. So just try to do as many as you can. I see a lot of you stopping. Can you push out 2 more? Oh, yes, that's hard. Okay, roll to your back so we can get the loop around the ankles. And you thought that was hard. This is much more challenging, at least for me. Get the legs relatively straight. The bottom leg doesn't have to be really straight. It can be a little bent to anchor you. And then turn that heel up, toe down. Let's go. The more you have, I can see some of your feet, they're level. The more you have your toe pointing down, the more you're going to get into your glutes and your adductors. Oh, tighten up your belly. Of course, if you've had hip replacements, you're only doing movements that are safe for you. Even though this is my dominant leg, it does not feel any easier. Can you turn your toes down? Some of you have your toes pointing forward. I don't know if you know. I'm going to try for 4 more. Oh yeah, that's the old-fashioned Jane Fonda burn right there. Ooh. Roll onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest, give your low back a nice rest. We're going to use the loop for our hamstring stretch, so loop it around your right foot. And let's straighten out the leg. If you've got a very light loop, then it won't be safe to use it. Grab your strap, please, instead of your loop. Work on straightening out the knee completely. Both knees, actually, so let's get both legs straight. Pull that leg a little closer as your hamstring releases. Holding on with just your right hand, open the leg to the right. Tightening up, switching hands. You want to scooch over to the right side of your mat first, please, a couple of inches at least, and then let the leg come all the way across to the left side. You can cactus your right arm, palms facing up, close your eyes. Bring the leg back up. And switching sides, scoot yourself back to the middle. And hamstring stretch, both legs extended. Open the leg to the left. Come back to center. Scoot yourself over to the left a little bit. Switch hands. Twist all the way across your body to the right. Come back to center. Release your loop. Scoot yourself back to the middle. You can come into happy baby here, or just bringing your knees to your chest is fine as well. We're just working on lengthening the back a little bit. Whatever feels good. For a lot of us, happy baby is really not comfortable and not really that effective, depending on how much hip flexibility you have. And then we're coming into our final resting pose. Your whole body relaxing, face relaxing. Take a few minutes here just to let the body and the mind rest. Enjoy a deeper breath here. Just begin to move your fingers and toes. Rock your head from side to side. Give yourself a big stretch. Roll over onto your right side. Very, very gently bring yourself back to sitting. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Namaste.